Now, Jamaica, here is my argument. Can you, I just want to ask you. I want to ask everybody who are listening to me tonight. Judge Davis. No, before me ask him the question, I think I should play, make you hear what him say, right? Listen.
He's a two-time criminal convict. We all know what he was convicted for. Yet the PNP plowed on with him and they've put him in East Portland. Now the PNP speaks about rehabilitation and paying your debt to society and reformation. And you saw what they did with Vibes Cartel at conference. So the past, they say, is the past. The past doesn't matter. And they've gone on with Isat. And now the JLP have said, oh, well, all right, if you do that, then there's nothing wrong with returning to Mama D. And at this point, details become important because nobody in East Portland, well, not nobody, no colony in East Portland has voiced a collective displeasure at the PNP's positioning of Isat to represent them in the constituency. No group has said we don't want him. So the fair thing to assume is that they want him, that they welcome him. The people have decided. In that way, it doesn't matter what your individual feeling is about the issue. Those who stand to be represented by a man with his record say nothing is wrong with his record sufficient to cause us to not want him to represent us in an election and to ultimately represent the constituency if he wins. Go over to Trelawney now. And the details matter again. Because someone will say, well, it's not like old time days, when the issues concerning Mrs. Dalrymple Philibert were told to us by the media. We couldn't read it for ourselves to see exactly what it is that she found herself in trouble with the Integrity Commission for. They've read it. And many would have said, well, look, she resigned from Parliament because the Integrity Commission essentially found that she failed to manage in the prescribed way an asset procured with government funds, i.e. the concession. So she used the concession to buy the vehicle, but she never managed ownership of the vehicle in the prescribed way. That is essentially what happened. So when they read the details of that, they say, but it's not like Mama really commit no crime. That's what they say. She never thief no money because the report said nothing about that. There was never that charge. So she never thief no money. She never tried to trick the state into using state resources and all of the range of things that people have been accused of in the past. They will say, well, Mama D, that never arose. So she failed to manage an asset procured using taxpayers' funds. She failed to manage it in the prescribed way. And because of that, she said, boy, may I walk away. So therefore, nothing wrong with that, because on the other side, if the PNP can put up a two-time criminal convict for drug smuggling, why can't we have Mama D given the details of what Mama D was found to have been engaged in as per the Integrity Commission investigation? And so when they reason that way, they will have told the Prime Minister, give us Mama D in this by-election, because what she has done, in our view, is not that bad. And compared to what others who are going up for office on the other side have done, then if them can run shamelessly, then she should have no shame coming forward asking us for our support at the polls. And here we have the Trump situation.
George Davis. Oh no. George Davis. George Davis. You realize that your analysis was totally off? George Davis, you realize that your reasoning is totally flawed. Do you realize that there are several red herrings in your argument, George Davis? George Davis. Buchanan did his crimes. Buchanan served his time. Let me repeat that. Buchanan did his crimes, and Buchanan served his time. Lie me, I tell Jamaica. On the other hand, the ladies before the court, the lady is before the court of law. So your analysis, your comparison is totally flawed. Does Mr. Buchanan have an active case before the court? Does Mr. Buchanan have a case of corruption or illicit enrichment before the court, George Davis? So, how you compare apple with oranges? Is there a nationwide good right now? Is there a nationwide good right now where you compare apple with oranges? There is approximately 8 charges against Marissa Dalrymple Filbert. An active court case. And you're saying then that if you have an active court case, you should be able to sit in the parliament. My argument is, if Mr. Buchanan had an active court case, he couldn't run. If Mr. Buchanan had an active court case, he couldn't run Jamaica. But why you use that? So you say, oh, criminal and convict. Oh. So that means, oh. I see where them carrying the argument from. I see where them, because them using the Trump argument, you know. They're using the Trump argument to validate Marissa, you know. And when I look at these people, but listen to the response of the NIA today. What did Daniel Archer say? Daniel Archer said the public Jamaica is being mocked. The citizens are being mocked in this country. The citizens of this country are being mocked. It's like When you look at these days, the Labour Party basically saying, boy, we have to win an election. The people say them want her, just give it to her. Yes, do you agree the Labour right smacking us? As citizens, we are being mocked. There is no acknowledgement from the government that any corruption allegation must be resolved through completed investigations or a non-guilty verdict before anyone offers themselves as a member of parliament or continue to serve as a member of parliament. Hey. But the labor rights today came out swinging. You hear what I say? The labor rights today came out swinging in Jamaica. Listen to the Deputy General Secretary of the Labour Party, Charles Sinclair.
I have taken note of a release by the PNP on the expected candidacy of Marissa Dalrymple Filbert for the upcoming by-election in South Trelawney. The statement is another clear act of hypocrisy by the PNP and its leaders. Hypocrisy, for the PNP has amongst its ranks as potential candidates Ian Hales, who has been recommended by an anti-corruption agency for criminal investigation. Michael Phillips, who is to be charged for breaching of the Integrity Commission Act. Dwayne Vaz, who was charged and convicted for breaching the Integrity Commission Act. Philip Paulwell, Member of Parliament, who was convicted for breaches of the Firearms Act. And worst of all, Isat Buchanan, who has 2 convictions against him for narcotics trafficking in cocaine. History also reminds us that Councillor Troop, who was serving as Deputy Mayor, and former Councillor Sylvan Reid were arrested and charged for illegal possession of firearm and breach of the scamming law, respectively, but were allowed to continue to serve in their respective capacities under the principle of innocent until proven guilty. The same principle which Marissa Dalrymple Filbert is clothed with in relation to an offense which has more administrative ramifications than anything else, one which she has stated was a genuine oversight on her part. It is clear the statement by the PNP is another attempt to deflect and to hoodwink the Jamaican populace and must be rejected as baseless and hypocritical.
Charles Sinclair. Charles Sinclair and all of them. You hear them argument? So that means Jamaica that going forward, when Isat become a government minister and when Isat become an MP, them going to have a problem and use Isat every time as a litmus test. Them going to put him on a pedestal. If you say, oh, you can't talk seat there. And that them are doing in Jamaica. You can't talk seat. And that them are saying, so I'll give me thief your money, you can't talk because see they have a twice convict criminal. And that them are saying in Jamaica. But we're going to put a stop to it. Jamaica, we're going to put a stop to it. You hear what I said tonight? Because you know me now go talk, me now go Jamaica people 20 odd years ago versus a present crime committed in the parliament. So them are use. So that means saying in Jamaica, what them I tell you, you know? You see, remember saying in all most families we have a bad apple. Now most family we have a what a person here said to me tonight. Yes, hello, good night. Hello? But my argument is, Jamaica, if it is that all of your families who have had a situation where a child or a young man or a young lady had something in them past, it means they don't get a chance of redemption, you know. And even when you get a chance of redemption, I must use it and poke it in your face, you know. So if it is that me get up tomorrow morning after 30 odd years and say, Mommy, me want to do this and me want to do that. No, you can't do it. Remember, say you did have the past 25 years ago. That them I tell you, you know. But them I equate the orange over there. So when you come do and you do your time, your record expunge with a present crime at the next pitney. And you're going to say, oh, so you are equate the past with the present. I never see that in a history. I never see that in a English language where you use past and present. Tell me how that go, Jamaica. But you know, I'm going to say this to you all. The more on the beat pan Mr. Buchanan and talk about Isat and him have record, you know how much more people. The more on the beat down pan him, you know. The more you all beat down on him, he going to turn around and backfire pound. He going to turn around and backfire on Uno. He going to turn around in a one way and backfire upon Uno, one you never see before. Calling the 865 number. Power! You see the picnic them response? Sure. Power! See that the Portland people them, you know.
I'll be a partner draw man this. I'll be a partner draw man this.
So I am saying to you tonight, you know, continue use that argument. Continue using that argument. Continue talk about those things, and it is going to have a serious implication on you all. Every time. Oh, remember Ty's convict. Oh, Ty's convict. Oh, remember. Oh, yeah, man. And you know the funny thing?
Stay tuned for more PDTV news, evening highlights. Remember to show your support. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.